Hi friends, welcome to Aishu's DIY. This is going to be a pendant macrame project. This bead I got it from Sam's Bead Box subscription for this month, April 2022, and this is a visitor rose quartz, and I'm gonna do it as a pendant. Like you can do this as for cabochons as well, but I am still, even though it's drilled through, I'm going to macrame around, and you can use two cords. This is waxed cotton, and this one is a Chinese knotting cord, 0.8 millimeter. I'm going to use the wax cord. I'm going to try this out. This is a little bit dry in my opinion, so I have here some beeswax. So this you can get it from a craft store, or even Michael's has it in a small portion. So I'm just going to unravel this and just run it through this wax so that it's a little bit more sticky in my opinion. And also I'm going to take 60 centimeter, 4 pieces of 60 centimeter, and I'm thinking I will take a little bit, like 2 of the 60 centimeters, and then 2 of 80 centimeter or so. That's 30, and which is 2 feet, right? I'm gonna take 2 feet, and then an equal measure again, 2 feet. It's always good to have more than less, so just going to cut 2 feet 2 lengths, and then probably 3 feet 2 lengths. Okay, here we go. Three, and then we will double this. Okay, now that I have cut my pieces, I'll take care of all of those and then run my beeswax through it. Just hold it and then run it so that it's a little bit more waxy for you, right? And this too. Do the other side too. It kind of like a flattens out, so we can do both sides. And then save your beeswax. Now I'm ready to start it, and I need my you can use any makeshift kind of a tool for you to do the macrame. I'm going to use the Naughty Do It All. I have set this up in the Naughty Do It All, as you can see here, and then I just kept a paper for you guys to see better because there's a lot of distractions out here. So just kept, and this length I want it a little bit narrow, but it's not achievable in this Naughty Do It All. So what I'm going to take is, these two are the cords, which is 2 feet, and this one is 3 feet. So I'm going to take 3 feet here. So I'm just going to take this, bend slightly 2 inches or so, just like so, and then place it on top, and take these 2 cords and put that through, right? This is how we secure the cord to an existing cord with a laxed knot. This is a laxed knot. If you are not familiar with the laxed knot, you would probably want to go ahead and watch my tutorial on basic macrame knots, and then you can come back. It's a very simple knot, and it's easy to follow the tutorial. Take the other one, fold it into half like this, and then keep this like this and take your cord. Okay, so fold it not into half, like 2 inches, just like so. And what you're going to do is these two has to come out here. Hopefully I'm doing it in the right position. Just put the loop here, this is on the right side, and put this through that. Take the long cord slowly out, just like so. And then, so now both the cords are secure, and the short tails on the top, as you can see here, and the long tail is here. We are going to work with the long tail. The short tail is just for our security, so that it doesn't come off. So first I'm going to take this right hand cord, the long one, keep it like this, and then put it underneath. You can see the 6 formed. Now just do that, right, and leave that cord. Take this cord on the left, go ahead and keep it as a loop like this. That's your P's and Q's, kind of, you can say. And then if you take it out, and again you will see a 6 form, right? That's it. Now we have started. Now we need to keep this bead and see how wide we want our stitch to be. We don't want to be more wide, so this is how much it should be. So it should narrow down like this, so that you should keep in mind. Now you take this cord, put it underneath, so you have a loop like this, like a 4 kind of, and then above and through. That way you will get a 6 like that, right? Okay, I'm doing it in the opposite direction. I'll come back, sorry about that. So after one lockset knot, right, I removed the other thing. We have to cross this, I completely forgot about that. Cross this and then take this cord, go over, under, and through this, and just pull through, just like so. Then take this and go over, under, and pull through. Okay, just like so. This you have to adjust the width of these two things, just like so, and check with your stone right here. Now we are going to continue doing the lockset knot, but now say you have to do one more knot, which will put this cord underneath. Take the end, go on top of this cord and through that loop that you created, and come back. Basically we are doing a lockset knot, but in a crisscross fashion, as you guys can see. Just make sure it's nice and tight, right, and right next to each other. And then do the same here, go under, over, and pull through. I'll show you guys in a close-up fashion, much slowly, but let me do a couple of knots so that this is nice and easy to explain. Under, over, and pull through. This wax cord, I'm using it for the first time. The feeling is different, trust me. So it's not like the Chinese knotting cord nor the polyester waxed cord. It's completely different, is what my opinion is. It's very waxy, as expected, and like I thought this should be nice to work with, kind of. So when it crosses this, right, so the width should not be very large because we need to accommodate this this bead, and it has to come like that. So that's okay, in my opinion. It's we are going on the right path, and all you need to do is crisscross this both cords from the right and left. So this is the knotting cord and this one is a holding cord to the right. You come here and go on top of this holding cord, go underneath in through the loop that you created with that knotting cord, and you have a 6, and then you pull that. Okay, and then now bring this cord underneath the holding cord, make that loop and take the cord and put it on top and into the loop and pull it through, so that you will get that lock's head knot, and move it right next to the other cord and leave it down here. Leave it on the right side itself so that you can finish the left and then come back to the right. Now go ahead and go on top, underneath, and pull through. That's your first knot, and you come back. Then for the second knot you go underneath the holding cord on the left and through, and pull that through, and then tighten that up. Right, so it has to be right next to each other and should be as wide as your pendant. Just make sure that you don't want it to be thinner. So that's about, say, right. Now again your cords are crossed, so I'll zoom in a bit more and show you guys how I do it. Right, so take this cord, so this is coming towards the right in the crisscross fashion. This is your right holding cord. Right, you take this, keep it in a like a 4 or a Q shape, go underneath, and then underneath this holding cord into that loop that you created. You can see that 6. Right, you can think about this as a half hitch knot as well. So do that, that's half of the knot. So now you go underneath your holding cord and then put the cord through that loop that you created, and then this is also a 6, as you can see, and then if you pull it you will achieve a lock's head knot. Right, now this cord, I want you to tighten this knot and then leave it on this side as well, because we have to finish that knot there. So go over, under, and pull through. 1, under, over, and pull through 2. So 2 knots constitutes one single lock's head knot. And now this is crisscrossing again, so all you need to do is continue doing the same. Make sure everything is nice and tight and proper. So there you go. So now over, under, and pull through, under, over, and pull through. Same here, over, under, and pull through, under, over, and pull through. Now it's crisscrossing again. So this is what we are going to do for the entire entire length, so that we can cover from here around and then come back. So I'm going to continue doing this and I will come back once I'm done. So I have finished doing this much. Let me just measure this for you guys. It's about, say, 3.5 inches to be exact. So if I cover this stone with this I have here, almost close to it. So now I have these leftover cords, but that's okay. I need to just tighten these cords. For some reason it comes undone very easily. Right, these two cords I just have to, the short cords that we started with, I'm just going to go ahead and knot this in an overhand knot. Don't tighten it too much, but at the same time it needs to be tight enough to actually snip it off and burn the edges. So I'm going to snip this off right here. I don't know if I can melt this cord. Let that be there. What I'm going to go ahead and do is drench it with some, I don't think so this is a polyester cord. I didn't buy it as a pack, I got it from MAcrame, so I don't know the origin. So I'm just going to put a considerable amount of glue in there and let that dry, because this doesn't look like a polyester cord. So what I'm going to go ahead and do here is, this is the start and this is the end, right? Bring all these cords together just like so, here, over here, and separate the cords. So this is the one we knotted with, which is going to be again across here. So what I'm going to do is, I am just going to separate those two and tie an overhand knot so that I just don't confuse that cord with the others. So that, let that be there. And I mean, take these ones, take the cord in the front, just these two, and tie an overhand knot just like that. Okay, and then also we have to tie in the back as well. We'll tie one more knot, let that sit right there, and do it in the back so that we have a nice grip over here. The back cords, as you can see, this is coming out. I somehow managed to knot these two cord and put glue and rest it for a couple of minutes actually. Now what I'm going to do is, again I'm going to put this inside here, open our knot which is previously done. Probably I should wait for a little longer is what I'm thinking, but let's see how it goes. If you want, you can mark your cord with colors or something like that so that it doesn't. One more knot. Take the other side. Do your knots. Maybe I need a couple more of these knots. I will do that and come back. So again, now I'm trying to tie a knot. So first of all, what I will do is, these are the two cords that I knotted with. So I'm just going to take this and tie an overhand slip knot so that this doesn't interfere with our other knots. So now I have these front and the back. So I'm just going to hold these together and then tie a knot. It is a little bit cumbersome because we are going to put that cabochon kind of a thing or the stone inside. So I'm hoping I will just do one more knot and then I will not tighten that, but I leave it there. Now I take it and keep it inside. Now come in the front. Or the back, whichever we can keep. And tie a knot. Tie it tightly. I'm tightening both the sides simultaneously, one after the other. Not simultaneously, I would say. Right next to each other, one after the other, so that it comes to a tight point. That's tightened. Let's leave this. Let's tighten that. There we go. And then in the front, plus we want this sitting right nicely surrounding the stone. We should adjust that as well. Okay, now we have all of these cords that we want to get rid of. So what I'm going to do here is I'm gonna take these two cords that we knotted with the back, right, and leave it there. In one of our clips, and then the one that we knotted in the front, which is this and this, I will keep it right here, suspended right there. Right now I'm going to macrame here, so I'm just going to tighten this up and tighten this up and tighten that up, so everything is nice and tight. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the slip knot off. Okay, what I'm going to do is take this crisscross and take one end to the other side and the other end to the other side. So now I'll straighten this up first. I'm gonna take a cord. This time I'm gonna take a Chinese knotting cord because that's the one I'm comfortable with, and I'm gonna take about, say, a feet or so. That's more than enough, I think. Then what I'm going to do is I'm gonna take it underneath this and then tie in over here knot. Bring it close and tighten that up, just like so. And now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and do macrame square knots. That's a P, that's a Q, and then a P, and then a Q, then a P, series of square knots so that we can do the bail for this pendant. So I would suggest using a waxed polyester cord or Chinese knotting cord for this project. This waxed cotton cord, I didn't really like it, so probably I will give it away, or it's not the right kind for me, is what I'm thinking. I love the Chinese knotting cord and also the waxed polyester cord, which is also very, very easy for me to work with. So a couple more knots. Square knots is amazing. Nowadays I find myself macrameing more than wire working or any other bead weaving and stuff like that. I don't know why I like this so much. Let me know in the comments below if you guys have something like that, like a season kind of. Sometimes you feel like wire working is the way to go. I felt like this like a year back and all. I was thinking, oh, wire working is so relaxing, it's so nice, I just want to just do wire working all the time. Like, that's what I loved it so much. But now I like this, I don't know. It constantly changes for me, and it's been a while since I touched polymer clay, so that is also something that I want to work with and I really enjoy working with as well. But it's a lot of inconsistencies for me with polymer clay. being that sometimes I get results which are not desirable, sometimes I get it very good, so it's a learning curve for me. So I have here about say an inch maybe. Now I take this off. See, I macrame with all 3 cords, so now it is secure. I should have done the same with the short cords as well, but that's okay. It's a learning process, right? So I take these cords and come back. So what I do is I take these 2 and 3 cords. One is very short, but I take all of these cords and go through this hole right here. That's one. Take it to the side. Insert the next one maybe. You can also use a bead awl or something to actually put that on. There we go. And one more. Just push that in. I got all 3 cords in here. There is 4 cords, so I just need to separate which cord it is. So this one right here is the one that I knotted with. Okay, there we go. So these are the 3 cords from the front. See? So I just bend this a little bit more. Take this Chinese knot on the side, cord on the side, and slowly take this down, right? And then we have multiple cords right here. Okay, there we go. This is the cord that I tied the knot with. So I'm just going to push it like that. Take this cord also and knot it on top. This is the one that we did the knots with. I'm just going to tie that also together, so that, and then bring all of this in the center, because we want it in the center, right? So make it, bring it all the way, adjust these. See if everything looks good. Once again, I want to tighten this knot really nicely so that doesn't come off. There we go. So these are there, these are here. So what I'm going to do is I am just going to take these cords and leave it on the side, and then take these two, okay, the 3 cords that we got from the front to the back, and I'm gonna take that, first let me just get rid of the Chinese knotting cord so that that's done. Just snip it off and melt. There we go. Take these 2 cords, go through the loop, the bail to the front, okay, just like so. Take the other one, go from this side to the front, just like so. We still have this left, let's take care of that later. First let's just tie this, right? Forget the others, bring it back and knot it in the front, just one overhand knot, just like so. And then what I do is I just again bring it back through that bail that we created, take this, insert it, and bring it in the back. Again, tie an overhand knot, once and then twice. Okay, just leave it there. So this is a center cord that came through. This we can snip it off later. First we will take care of the other cords. So this is the one right here that tightened it up. You can actually snip off everything right here, as these are secure enough. But what I would do is I would just put generous amount of glue and cut it very close to, and I will not, you know, I will not cut it right now. I will do it later once I'm done completely this drying and everything part and everything is done. So I will just wait for that and then snip off. I just cut it like this. I will cut it close once the glue dries, but for now I would just put some glue here in the front and the back, and then let this dry completely for 24 hours at least, and then I will come over and then snip the excess off, and then our pendant is ready to be strung in a necklace or chain, whichever you want to. I will cut all of these off. I hope you guys learned a new thing from this video. I will do one more with just Chinese knotting cord, which I'm really comfortable with.